morning, my amazing art students. Happy Thursday. All right, today I want you to think out of the box. You're gonna have to go with me on a little journey here. You're gonna have to be a little bit daring and try something that's a little bit more hands-on. Okay, there's two different projects. One is if you have an egg carton. This is the bottom of my egg carton that I did my Easter eggs in last week. And this is the top part of my egg carton. I kind of cut it up. Okay, we're gonna be making some really cool masks. So the way that you make these masks is that you cut up the cardboard to make it look like different things. So this is the eyes. There's one set of eyes. You could make this be the mouth. You could even make this part be the nose. This part might be eyebrows. So you're gonna kind of play around with that a little bit. So if I have the top of my egg carton, I'm gonna start putting these things in here to make it look like a face, like a mask. Okay, maybe I do that. Maybe I have some eyebrows in here. Sort of an African, kind of a tribal mask. Okay, so you're gonna wanna think of eyes and how expressive that is, noses, mouths, and how you can cut this up. Even this like thin, skinny little thing might be a mouth. I'm gonna show you some examples. Hang on. Do you get the idea? I taped all those up in my kitchen. So you're seeing where we measure the kids in the kitchen to see how tall they are, and we put the date next to it. So that's where all those were. But I cut all those up and made some really different things. You can cut up your whole egg carton. So you wanna use the top as the base for your mask to build. You are gonna need some glue and some scissors, and you're gonna cut this up into eyes. Maybe your eyes are going this way, maybe they're bulged out. Into noses, maybe these parts here are the noses, okay? Or maybe these skinny parts, where's that one that had such a good, or maybe these parts are the mouths or the noses, okay, where it has this tip to it, okay? So think about that. Maybe this might be the tongue. You're gonna get really creative with some cardboard today and make a African-inspired mask using egg cartons, okay? Next up, you're gonna have to get kind of creative with your toilet paper. Okay, we all have toilet paper rolls. Okay, there are, like, I have a ton of them right now. Because, hey, we've been inside for a long time. We're going to make a mask or a face out of a toilet paper roll. And I know it's kind of a stretch. I'm gonna show you some examples, but you wanna start by taking your toilet paper roll and smashing it. I know it sounds counterintuitive. You're gonna kind of smash it. So you're kind of bend it. Because you want it to bend in some different ways. So in order to turn this into a face, I have to kind of squish down on the top and fold it over. All right, squish it really good. Okay, this part might be the eyebrow, okay, if I squish it down. Okay, then I kind of have to work to make a nose. So I'm gonna bend it this way. I'm gonna kind of scrunch it up a little bit. And now you can sort of see a face starting to take shape. Here's the eyebrows, and he has this sort of like, almost looks like a mustache here, okay, and his nose. And then we're gonna work on a mouth. And these can take lots of different forms just based on kind of how your toilet paper tube crumbles. But I'm gonna squish him the bottom here and hope that we end up sort of with a mouth. There you go. And I'm gonna kind of keep playing with it until I get a face that I can kind of see and recognize a little bit. So he's like, oh, you know. So then you're going to either color it with marker or paint it with watercolor paint if you have it. There. He sort of looks like, kind of looks a little French to me. But I want to show you some of the ones that I have done. Now I glued them to a piece of cardboard. So I have this guy. Okay, I added a little black for his eyes and his nose. This guy has an open mouth here, but there's his nose and his eyebrows. This guy, he has like a little mustache. There's his nose and his eyes. And this guy, he has this sort of like old man face with a chin, okay? Now I just colored it with marker and then went over it with a little bit of water, but I have these 4 faces. You don't have to do 4. If you even get 1 in, you are doing great. So there's this guy. I imagine he might have a cigar hanging out of his mouth. He's kind of an old grumpy guy. Or this guy who's sort of looks like he's singing. Ooh. Or this guy, I can't quite see his mouth just yet, but maybe you can see it. So he's got like a squished eye. And I'll show you some examples, probably much better than mine. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of play around with cardboard today and see if we can't make some really interesting faces. That is your project today. It's not a box, but it is cardboard. So have some fun with this. I'm gonna show you some examples of better ones than I did. And I can't wait to see yours. So send them to me. Post them in the Google Classroom or email them to me at the email I put at the end. And let's have some fun with some cardboard today.